Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome to the space. I welcome you to take a moment and while we're still gathering into the room, close your eyes, relax your body. Take a deep breath in, deep breath out. And allow yourself to gently arrive into the most important throne in your life, your heart. I welcome you to scan your body, your face, your shoulders, your belly, your hips with eyes closed, and just make sure that every single part in your body is fully dropped in. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Allow a few more moments to linger, no rush, no need to right away be filled up with information, with data, just simple presence. Notice what do you like when you don't chase anything, you don't expect anything, you don't try to be anyone, you're just here and now. And from this space, take one more deep breath in, hold the breath, and a deep breath out. Slow, present. And when you're ready, allow yourself to gently open your eyes and arrive into our digital temple. I am deeply honored and grateful for all of you coming here, for choosing to spend your most precious, irreversible resource, your time, your attention, and your open heart. My name is Alesiana. For those of you that are joining for the first time, I am a Kundalini yoga teacher, hypnotherapy healer, and more than anything, I am a facilitator and lover of temple spaces, a space in which we can come back to our rightful throne that is inside of our hearts, that our rightful space that allows us to simply be in integrity, in honesty, in courage, and in childlike wonder. So before we dive into the practice and into transmission for today's journey, I welcome you all to turn on your cameras if you feel ready to connect like that. I really consider this an intimate circle, a circle of kindred spirits, of like-minded souls that felt called to arrive here now. So let yourself be known, let yourself be witnessed. And I welcome you not to judge like, oh, I'm not ready, I'm not looking good, my house may be a little messy, whatever could be the story. Allow yourself to just arrive as you are. Maybe today you will bend the story that you're not accepted until you're perfect. And maybe you're, because perfectly imperfect, that makes you so unique and wonderful and wild. Why not? So please do turn on your cameras. And I welcome you all to introduce yourself into the space and say your name, where you're joining us from, and what about today's webinar pulled you in here. Maybe it's the name of the webinar, the theme, maybe some of you already been practicing with me and know me. What is this that really pulled your heart out of a million of things you could be doing right now in your life. There you are. So please share. And in that intention, if you wish, also share something that you really would love to activate today. Maybe that's something that you want to let go of, or maybe vice versa, you're finally ready to courageously shine your presence or your highest form of love. Maybe you want to call in love. As we know, Valentine's Day is approaching, and for some of us, could be almost a painful time, you know? Sometimes we have the stories that if I don't have my so-called Valentine on Valentine's Day, poor me. So tune in. What is this for you to activate love 2 weeks before this date? And yeah, why are you here? And I'll start gently reading your introductions. Diana, Sarjit, hello, Diana, still moving around the house from Romania, joining from Spain. Welcome, Diana. Jenna from North Carolina, kids home today, snow day, need a bit of grounding and movement before rest of the day. Beautiful. Welcome, Jenna. Karine, hello everyone. I'm from Lebanon. I love your sessions and I want to step into my power and stop playing small. Yes, yes, beauty. Let's do this. Okay. I'm Lucia, joining from Brighton, UK. Joined because I love the title of the session. Yes. Subject, I'm from UK. I do meditation, but I like to see how you do it. I never experienced it before. Beautiful. Welcome. Harshal from London. Welcome, welcome. Yeah. And you know, guys, you can also type something that you really want. Maybe it's something, you know, out of ordinary. Maybe you never even dared to admit it to yourself that you want it. Write it here. Because you're speaking it right now into existence. This is a collective prayer, a cooking pot, so to speak, as we cooking together. And everything you will speak right now into the space will be a cauldron of creation, something that we will collectively activate together. So please don't be shy. Raga from Toronto, been suffering from pelvic and core issues for 3 years post-baby, hoping for a path to get better. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. Let's tune in into that. Tracy from California, opened up my phone and you were there. Yes. It often happens like that in the sessions. There's this divine spirit that's guiding specific souls to spend time together. Savannah, hi beauty from Minnesota, USA. I've been working with Alesiana for months now and Kundalini has changed my life. I'm here to continue my healing and growth. Hi beauty, so happy you're here. Welcome, welcome. Gaia, I'm currently in Boston. I've attended many sessions with Alesiana. Today I'm calling in the activation of my voice and trust in the divine to step into my power and share my song. Yes, let's do this. I've also been really deeply working on my voice lately and it's opening up and it truly is such a liberating experience. It's not just being a singer, it's actually being a free, empowered soul. I recommend for everyone to lean into it. Marion Lies from Katzenbach in Germany. Beautiful. Hi, Marion. What is your intention? What would you like to activate? Write to us. Giselle from Massachusetts. I didn't know what the session was about and I was curious. Beautiful. Welcome. Welcome, beauty. Kirsten joining from Austria. Love the title. Marriage right now feels like a very turbulent flight. Yep, Cord from Canada. I haven't been grounded within myself for a while now and I need to get back to my inner peace for the betterment of my family. Beautiful. Luca. Hi, Alesiana, here to open the heart more and more. Yes, Luca is with us in a 7 months training right now and we're in the heart chakra. So we're very much in that energy. Tracy, I would love to find peace today and set the tone to being with kindness. Beautiful. Thank you. Veronica, Ireland, was deep in creating a retreat and was going into my logical a little too much. Then your invitation popped up. Yes, I love it. We're going to get you out of logic. Veronica, back into love. Kanda, my name is Kanda from New Jersey. Just want peace within. Beautiful. Annika, hello from Serbia. I'm calling in love and purpose in my life. Yes, yes, let's activate it. Tina, Canada, learning this new idea. Let's learn this deeper. Anna from Canada, from Ukraine. I want to feel good in my body. Yes. Simosi, calling in my person to build the family I've always wanted. 34 years old. Shabam, that's specific. Archana from Northeast USA, working towards resources to support global business mission. Beautiful. I love that as a love mission. How about that? Brittany from Colorado, this time during my personal quiet meditation time, so I'm looking forward to experiencing this temple time. I'm learning to bring my authentic self and healing to my community and myself. Beautiful. Dorota decided to join. The session just popped in. I'm from Poland. Beautiful. Welcome, Dorota. Kelly from South Carolina, longing to connect the community. Thank you all. Grateful for this. Welcome, Kelly. Sally from UK, I want to step into my full power and deep feminine love to nourish myself daily and also lead from this place, love from this place, serve from this place. Yes, 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 yes. Dali from Geneva, Switzerland, back to keep generating light, letting go, opening my heart to trust again, stay authentic, calling in divine union, Satnam. Satnam to that. Marian, deep dive back into my shamanic life. Thanks, Marian. Samia, North Carolina, connect and explore practices. Beautiful. Moabi, Portugal. It just popped to me now. I'm a Kundalini yoga teacher too. Beautiful. Curious what will happen. Open what will unfold. Amazing. Mike from Spain, looking for new ways to feel the world around us and inside of me. Get deeper into the core. Beautiful. Welcome. Welcome. Vera from Albania, wish to connect with my higher self and I'm ready to entrust with guidance for my life. Thank you. Beautiful. Yoga Prema, Sarasota, calling in healing and expansion. Amazing. Marina from Holland, to activate my sensuality and sexuality. Yes, I love that. Megan from New Jersey, activate authentic voice to anchor and empower others in love. And Wendy, I'm so happy to be back, Alesiana. I'm not being able to exercise due to cancer experience, but to hear your voice will be enough. Thank you so much, Wendy. Welcome. I hope the frequency will heal you exactly in the way that it's needed. Suzanne got to go and snuffle the snow. That's important. Storm, embracing my fire horse. Soul up. Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for sharing. This is really, it seems like, redundant, just type your intention, but it's not. It's not really. Intention is our seed. If we want to get a little sensual over here, our intention is like a sperm that entering into the womb of creation and says, I would like a DNA like that. So the more specific you get about your intention, the more clear the vision will come to life. And now what is the womb? Well, the womb is actually our open heart and our open consciousness and open body to receive this intention and to fully activate it every single part of our body, or so to speak, in every chakra. So let's tune in just for a moment. The title today, like True Love for the Modern Hero, or, like the other class I called it Only Love is Real. And I'm just leaning in deeper into these themes for these webinars that I lead every 2 weeks. And I'm just realizing, sure, it may sound like I'm repeating the same thing, but really the most important thing on this planet is love. Everything else is just assisting it. Yes, you can learn a skill. Yes, you can move to a new country. Yes, you can become master this and that. But if your heart is shut down, if you don't have loving relationships, it's all in a way pointless, and our life is basically a web of relationships. Even if you're doing some kind of a solitary work, you may be even a painter, something, or a writer, you're still doing it for someone. You still had or have parents, you still may have children, you at least can have a pet. And our interactions and the way we merge with the world are precious. And so the question is, how can we activate it deeper? And how can we maybe heal some discrepancies in our relationships? And, I personally went into such a deep journey within myself over 3 years ago, before I went to India. And I basically promised to marry myself. Right before that, my other romantic relationship got completed, and I was pretty heartbroken and kind of just exhausted. Like, why is this? I'm pouring so much love and so much energy into something, and then it just sometimes doesn't work out, And I went into this super deep journey. I said, okay, I'm just gonna marry myself. I'm gonna marry God. I'm gonna tend to every single part within my being, and especially within my subconscious, and understand where is that still within me. That little girl doesn't believe that she deserves love, or she doesn't believe she's good enough, or she is too scared to open up. I'm gonna go and give her all of that love. I'm gonna tuning into every single aspect within her that I used to deemed unlovable, and therefore felt important to hide it from my partners, and it was a very deep and sometimes excruciating journey. And even for a moment, I've considered, kind of, it sounds dramatic, but I was like, it's fine. I'm just going to be a nun, a beautiful nun, all on her own. If I've ever, never will be met in my totality, met in the intricate of infinite multiplicity of who I am as a human being. And in some shape or form, that form of like radical kind of like dropping the cleaning out of my nervous system, it was kind of heartbreaking. And there was a lot of nights of just crying and crying and crying. At that point, I lived in the ashram of my guru in India. And I would wake up sometimes in the middle of the night and the whole pillow is just wet from tears. Apparently, I was already crying in my dreams quite a lot. And I was just like, I kind of like let the idea of like conventional, even family time or whatnot, like I was like, just let it all drop, like stop chasing, stop cleaning, stop wanting so badly that it just hurts you. Like, what if you just drop it all, And honestly, it wasn't an easy decision at all to get into that space. But God did it open a completely new field in my life. That like, they say like in physics, like it's a relationship, it's like physics. Like when two people are pulling, there are two like parts of the contract, of soul contract. And if you keep like cleaning something just gonna have to keep running away from you. It's just how physics work, plus and minus, And when you finally let go, you kind of let go of that contract of not enoughness or not having it or not being met. There's just nothing that's pulling from your side. And so when I finally let go of that rubber band, so to speak, it opened up the spaciousness for me to finally spend a lot more time with myself on many levels, as a creator, as a loving daughter, as a loving sister, as a new musician, as a yogi, as an explorer, as a lover of nature. There's just so many more aspects of life that I used to, kind of squeeze in while being in a relationship, whatever the relationship would be. And now it took up all of the space. And I started deepening into all of the layers that deeply excited my soul and definitely excited my inner child. And in the process of tapping into it, I've changed quite a lot. And in a way, I'm a very different human now, 3 years later. Surprise, surprise, after I've been pouring in so much love into this being and in a way of connecting with the world that is not attached, meaning, like I poured a lot of love with my students, for example, for my work, but it's all kind of, I just give and give and give, and I don't stand there with like a, hook. What are you gonna give it back to me like now? I mean, of course, there's some energy exchange in terms of like when it's training, so whatnot, but love itself is just going. It's just going and going out of my heart. And in the process of so deeply merging with this, I, became quite radiant. That's how it works. And it's funny, like the things that I used to wish for, now they're all around me in my life. And you could say even the opposite. Now I'm like bombarded by so many energies in my life, and a lot of attention, a lot of respect, and a lot of care and reverence and honor. And if anything, now I'm like extremely discerning and picky and like holding my boundaries, because I don't want to just like engage with anything. And it's just a funny, insane, hilarious juxtaposition. And I wish my current modern self could talk to my 3 years earlier that was like crying on the floor, sobbing, thinking that that last relationship was the culmination of her life and nothing better will come after that, And it will sound like very cliche, but really self-love is the key. And what's interesting also about that, like we named the thing today, True Love for the Modern Hero. I really believe for our planet to change to a completely new frequency and actually rise up in power and rise against pretty dark forces that are right now on the planet. And I'm not saying necessarily going to the war or fighting, but just recognizing that a lot of structures on our planet right now have been built on principles that are not designed to support humanity's blossoming. Like, let's just acknowledge it. And in order for us to rise together, we actually need to love ourselves enough and each other to actually rise together. It's honestly impossible to risk your life, risk your comfort, risk anything if you just don't care. Why would you, right? And that's basically what happened. So many of us became so shut down in our hearts, and because of it, selfish. But that actually was killing us, because it's miserable to be there alone just for yourself. And this is what's so kind of juxtaposition. On one side, you gotta love yourself to be able to love others, and then the flow of love never stops. And so I believe, when you start focusing on healing this body first, and then when you give service to other people, you give it to them from full cup, and you give it to them from incredible compassion for human condition. Because if you dare to go into your own wounding, into your own pain, you understand that a lot of people are going through deep pain right now. And even if they don't reveal it, and even if they look like they got it all together, chances are pretty much everyone are going through something right now. And so when you're talking to a client, like even at work, if you start treating that client as a real human being that has a heart, that has wounding, has trauma, has hopes, has wishes, has shyness and maybe insecurity and everything in between, you may just serve that person with much more attunement and with much more kindness and with much more creativity about what that person actually needs. And surprise, surprise, that client, which I would just call brother or sister, will become quite loyal towards you. Guess why? They can feel that you care. So love is the glue for everything. When we start treating every single interaction with true compassion and care, because we actually dared to give it to ourselves, every interaction becomes just exchange of love. I actually just remembered when I first launched my first program in 2020. I went through many Kundalini yoga trainings, and in one of them, the teacher told us that we must teach, kind of like land a full training online, and that would be kind of like the stamp, or so to speak, the sign that now we're teaching, And we're all in the beginning, we're quite shy. We just started. It was like still like, I don't know what I want to do. But for me, it was so clear, like that this whole experience of life is the love making with reality. In the beginning, because also in the beginning of the training, she assigned to everyone a very specific chakra. And to me, she assigned the sexual chakra. So like everybody kind of was like a representation of that chakra during the whole training. And they were teaching that chakra to everybody throughout the training. So my chakra was sexual. So I really unpacked this whole idea of a sexual energy. What does it mean on a lower frequency when we just want to, quickly have a pleasure? And what does it mean on a higher frequency when we start opening up our heart and bringing sexual energy here? And finally, what does it mean when we bring sexual energy into our consciousness and into our crown and actually start emanating life force on all levels? And so I named my first training, I think I'd name it like Sex for Life or something. And my teacher was like, what? Are you insane? Like, this is so inappropriate. And I was like, okay. Love making with the universe. And the universe I named as like you, love making with the universe. And the teacher was like, okay, a little bit better. Can you just like refine this? And then I was like, and then I got super playful and cheeky, and I named it Gods at Play. So now, like the final version that you guys all have seen on New Mind platform, or anyone who knows me from like other trainings, it's Gods at Play. I'm just like, okay, we're all gods and goddesses. We all came here to play, to love, to co-create. Like, so I kind of like soften the edges. But originally that was the seed, so to speak, of this creation. And just now, like 6 years later, here I am, still in a way sharing the same teachings, except of course they're much more matured and much more well-rounded, and yet the core of it remains. The only point of anything here is to love, to become love and to shine love. And, like, just think about it. Like, when you send in an email to someone, like, let's just get super, like, nitty-gritty day to day. If it's just your work and you're like, oh, I should finish this thing and then I'm done with it. Imagine if that's how you make love. How would that feel? For you or for your lover? Not so fun, right? It's like, I just want to just sort of finish with this. Or like you're on the phone while like, I don't know, in the middle of it. I mean, what a disaster, no? Like, what the hell are you even doing in that bedroom, right? Like, it's such a great metaphor that kind of like right away awakens us to how are we in a day-to-day basis. And so if you start treating every single interaction as a lovemaking, then you will start really tuning in. First of all, do I want to be interacting with this? Second of all, what is my attitude? How can I bring the most amount of reverence, respect? Am I attuned to that being? Is that being attuned to me? Are we consentful about our interaction? And it can sound very naughty, but if you just get to the energetics of it, because lovemaking, if you don't limit it just to the genitals, but you actually, even right now, like we are making love with our souls, we are interacting. I'm sharing something with you, and I'm sharing it with you with all of my heart, with all of my presence. I'm here for you, with you. And if you're open to it, to receive it, you receive it. And then you also give me back your feedback, your comments, your smiles, your giggles. And here we are in this really beautiful lovemaking session. And nobody has to be here, and nobody just want to like quickly finish and be out of here. Like, we're actually here together. That's why it's so special. And so imagine if you start treating like that every time you go to a grocery shop. And you just go to the register and you actually look in the eyes of the person who maybe is exhausted and maybe they haven't seen one smile all day. And you actually smile at that person and say, hey, thank you so much. Wow, you have such beautiful eyes. Thank you. Just like actually notice something incredible about that person. Like, it's actually not so hard to love. It's not hard. It's just the presence in each moment and choosing to notice something beautiful. Choosing to be considerate. There's sometimes people say like chivalry these days is so out of style. Who is a gentleman these days? Everybody's so in a rush. But how beautiful it is if somebody opens the door for you just because they're just gracious, man or woman, and they actually let you to walk. Or if you drop something, somebody picks it up for you and it's like, hey, you dropped it. How you doing? Have a beautiful day. Like, it's just little things. But if we all actually drop into this space, yeah, that's what we call it. It's called manners. Yes, it's true. But it's also like, if you have manners just so you're good with manners, maybe you do that, but your heart is not in it. So like, I'm kind of like inviting you to like bring it like a notch even deeper and like very proactively start loving everything. And guys, like, I just really welcome you into a little challenge after session today. Just walk for 24 hours and just like start looking at everybody and literally everything you engage in with, from the email to your cat, to the way you cook your breakfast, to your neighbor, as an opportunity to shower it with your love and your presence. Watch what happens. I promise you there's going to be so many miracles. Like, you will be writing me text messages on Instagram and it's like, oh my gosh, this thing just happened. This was switched. Oh my gosh, this person I was grumpy about just wrote me a nice message. Like, it's really, this is a quantum transformation what happens in our heart. And now actually to bring it kind of back to Kundalini yoga, for some of you that are here for the first time, I'm teaching Kundalini yoga. Yoga is a yoga of life force, yoga of activating your soul ultimately to its highest potential on all levels. And so we have higher chakras, our throat, our voice, our third eye, and our crown, which is considered to be kind of a more of a consciousness, or it's considered to be sometimes male properties, for whatever reason. And just the three lower chakras, they're considered to be more like earthly, or sometimes feminine properties, because it's like root chakra, safety, sexual chakra, pleasure, creation, and third chakra in your belly, it's like the willpower and the strength. And it's considered to be like, this is more etheric energies, this is more grounded energies. This is considered to be more logical sometimes, this is considered to be more emotional on the body. Again, feminine and masculine. Of course, every single human being is both, no matter what kind of genitals you've got. We all have feminine and masculine energy within us. But the heart is the connector, is the quantum field, is something that brings back together both into one place, so called yin and yang. And this is where the juicy magic starts to happen. And ultimately, the reason we exist on this planet is because we have duality of feminine and masculine that actually is making love on a day-to-day basis. Look at the sun and the planet Earth. The sun is this kind of a consciousness, is the light that just shining, and the earth is the one that is birthing the feminine. If the sun was not here, Earth would just got super icy and everything would just die on it. No light of consciousness. But if there was no Earth, okay, that would be consciousness, but what to shine it on? Nothing to express it through, nothing to enjoy in form, birthing itself. So actually, we're in the perfect love affair already in a moment-by-moment basis. And so the invitation today is that, are you ready to become the deepest, most attentive lover within all parts of yourself? And then from that space, are you ready to start to fully engage with every single one with that deepest loving awareness and become like a transmutation station, an activation point, that the moment you walk into a room, you start transmuting the space simply with your presence. So people can start feeling around you like, wow, I can be myself. Thank you. You know, this is so beautiful. And the cool part, it's free and everyone can do it, people. How great is that? So that's the ultimate technology, ultimate superpower, and I call it like the virus of love. And I want to invite more and more people into this love-evolution. This is how I name my trainings these days. Instead of revolution, love-evolution. What if we just get so activated with our love that even if we meet like the most grumpy of grumps, we just hug him, her, and say, hey, love, can I just give you a hug? I love you so much. What do you need? Here's a cup of tea. Like we can actually start melting ice in the best way. And so this is what, this practice is about, but it's also what my life is about. And I'm inviting you guys into this adventure today. So before we start with our beautiful practice today with Kundalini, that will be working on opening up all the chakras, but a lot of it is also going to be opening up your heart, I want to share with you a little bit of understanding from the Kundalini yoga perspective what are we working with, so you can tune into this mystical technology of awakening of human consciousness and really realize that our heart is already a super powerful machine. And I'm sure you've seen it, like mothers, of course, feel it for a lot of their children when they would just die for their child if needed. But also you may have experienced it towards your parents, towards your brother or sister, your husband, your wife, anyone. We all sometimes enter those states when we're just like, I love you so much. I wish you so well. I would do anything for you. That's a very powerful state. And honestly, there's dark forces on our planet that are afraid. They're afraid that people become this loving, because then we're unstoppable, we're invincible. And this is precisely why there's an agenda of separating people based on nations, on religions, on creating some kind of a stories and identities so people hate each other and being afraid of each other. The reality is that normal people that live in each country, each nation, just want to live in peace and in love. Majority of the humans. And only those that just got programmed by these forces are a little bit confused, but still majority of people are actually just want to love and want to enjoy creation of life and playfulness and sharing their uniqueness, sharing their beauty with each other. And so, and from this perspective, I would love to share with you now my kind of a teaching and a structure. And some of you, of course, that's been already part of my webinars, you already have seen it. So just enjoy hearing some things again. I'm not going to go for too long today into this part, but just so you have an understanding, and also hopefully we'll learn something today as well. So give me just a moment. I'm gonna connect to Zoom here and choose to share a screen. Okay, Lily, if you can allow me to open up my screen. What is the balancer for love? You know, I really feel there's no balancer, so to speak. Love is love. I feel there's just like love and the absence of love, or you can say fear and love, I guess. But I really feel love can occupy like anything if there's just a conscious choice that made. I sometimes been deeply fearful and I just chose love anyway, and that transmuted and enveloped that fear kind of like into a hug. So let's just kind of choose it to be like our status quo. Why not? Okay, I'm trying to find now the button to change and to share the screen. Perfect. Okay, I found it. So, beautiful people, just to give you a little introduction. So, based also on today's call, and we're going to have one more Zoom call in 2 weeks, but I just want to announce it right now. I'm going to be launching a Lovevolution training on February 14th for the lovers. And so if you would like to activate your journey with your heart, but really with your whole consciousness, and start channeling your life force into everything you do in your life, you're so welcome to join us. And I always offer massive discounts for everybody who comes to the Zoom calls. And pretty much I've never turned anyone away from the training, and find a way and even like offer sliding scale. So just so you know, if you really want to join, it's there for you. And you can reach out to me for a call, for discovery call, to tune into deeper. But just so you know it's happening. So chakra systems, Kundalini, what is that? It's the yogic technology. It's the ancient system that through many practices and many really just deep listening and meditations, the mystics of India, but really of many other places around the planet, understood that human body is this unique mystical vehicle. It's the conduit of light. It's the pillar of light. It's a battery of sorts that when it's really opened up and it has no restrictions and no contractions, it can become extremely powerful and shining bright and revealing, so to speak, superhuman capabilities. But the great part is actually it's not superhuman, it's just human. And the only reason why some of us don't yet fully know how to be incredibly intuitive or ridiculously creative and whatnot is just because we chose for this time being to contract, or maybe there were some traumas and whatnot. But just so you know, absolutely every single one of us is a genius, is a singer, is a dancer, is a lover. And this yogic system welcomes you into recognition that every single chakra or every single energy center in your body is responsible for unlocking specific, really incredible powers, or in Indian tradition we would call it siddhis. And so on the bottom we have root chakra, and then sexual chakra, solar plexus or navel point, heart chakra, throat, third eye, and crown. And so when you go into the energetics of really feeling into what it actually means, on the root chakra is responsible for your survival, or for your grounding, your sense of just, I'm here, I'm safe. And so if you like feeling not safe, you basically are blocked by fear, and that's when you can be in a sense of survival, feeling like the whole world is just against you and whatnot. And honestly, a lot of humans are still in that state, which is precisely why they're operating in a smaller loop of consciousness. And once you start rising into other chakras, your level of expansion and shining into the world gets bigger. Therefore, your love can start shining on many more levels. And love is a quantum field. I will talk about it more in a moment. But basically, every chakra is like a Swiss bank account. You have to get the combination right. And once the whole combination is activated, unlocked, and the treasure is here. And another word for it is enlightenment, rainbow body. And so let's just go into it deeper. So the second chakra is the pleasure, it's creativity, it's our sexuality, it's our sensuality, it's our just desire to play. And there's been so much judgment around sensuality and pleasure, and somebody wrote today in a group that they would love to unlock it within themselves. And it's so true. There's been so much shame around it and so much guilt of how to express it. And it's a tricky one, because on one side, sexuality has been so kind of inverted on our planet and abused to no end. Feminine has been suppressed. There's been a lot of rapes everywhere around the planet. There's been even children, human sex trafficking going on this planet, Like, there's this inverted dark form of sexual energy that is absolutely existing on our planet. And yet, simultaneously, in many humans, sexual energy is just beautiful and it just wants to be expressed in a healthy, loving way. And so this chakra is kind of a loaded portal. And once you start unraveling your own shame, your own blockage, you start becoming liberated. And the more you open up your sexual center, the more of creativity and playfulness and audacity to explore life starts to come through. And so the third chakra is responsible for your willpower, and this is the navel point. And there's a solar plexus that is kind of a 3.5 chakra. So basically, this whole center is responsible for a sense of identity, a sense of shining bright like a diamond or like the sun. This is also why it's yellow or gold color. And it basically allows you to not be afraid to shine your unique self. Again, in our modern spiritual like lingo these days, ego is considered to be shamed, like, oh, don't have ego, like, do you have too much ego? Sure, if this third center is just shut down and scared, then it will only do things with willpower, but only to serve itself, and that's it. But once you start tapping into deeper life and awareness and interconnectedness to all beings, then you can activate your ego, your unique way of being. And when you shine it, you actually empower other people to shine more as well. You're actually sending them a message as a permission slip to step into their unique radiance, into their unique beauty. That it's not a competition, it's actually rising together, and we're inspiring together as we shine brighter and brighter and brighter. And so the healthy version of the solar plexus is shining with all of your willpower. If you want to become a musician, practice every day. If you want to learn Kundalini yoga, practice every day. And like really have the willpower to really show up for it, have belief in yourself that you can do it. And so as you can see, this first 3 chakras, it's a lot about kind of me. First 3 chakras considered to be me consciousness, my survival, my pleasure, my willpower. And of course, it can get more healthier and more expanded for love purposes. And now heart is the switch point. This is where we fully enter into we consciousness. If Kundalini actually fully rises there, mystics say then your Kundalini will never drop again, if it's really there. Kundalini, what I mean is the life force. There's an actual kind of electricity energy that for majority of the people sleeping in the first few chakras and never rises up, which is why majority of the people only care about survival and procreation and pleasure. Some people have a little bit of a willpower, just enough to survive or maybe make some millions, whatever. But the Kundalini still kind of sleeps there. So for those daring souls that actually awaken their life force and start letting that life force penetrate their heart. And Kundalini yoga is definitely a powerful tool, and you will experience it today in our practice. But it's also just a conscious choice. That's why, like I keep calling love is like this quantum switch point. You maybe never done Kundalini yoga, and you just decide today, and from now on, I'm a love in awareness. End of story. And by the way, you can be love in awareness with very good boundaries. That's something that I feel it's super important to mention, because sometimes people think if I'm loving, it means I should be green with everything or pleasing everybody or letting somebody to step on my boundaries. And it's not the case. You could be extremely loving and lovingly communicate your no. Or even lovingly say, hey, love, I don't feel that this is really the best thing for me this time, but I wish you well. May this work out for you anyways. And sending you love, And it also could be clean and honest and respecting the other being and also respecting your own heart. And in this way, you don't contract your heart when you say no. You say no with an open state. And so anyhow, heart, we're opening into we consciousness. We start to feel that we're here to love truly through every single moment, through our presence, through our service. And I also really love this image, this man, this human is like open like this, which is one of the main kriyas that I often share in my classes that really opens up the heart. And so for those of us that sometimes hunch, and just even now, tune in with yourself. Are you hunching right now? And also, are you hunching often in your life? If you do, this is something also for you to tune into. Has there been any grief in your heart? Has there been anything unprocessed that's just been sitting and kind of holding you back? And maybe it's time to finally sit with that part of yourself and, journal kind of like between you and that hurt part of yourself, like start like a conversation, like, hey, love, how you doing over there? And that part will tell you, I've been feeling abandoned. I am exhausted. I am this, like we all have these moments. And we're so busy that we rarely take time to just talk to our own inner parts. And so this heart chakra work is that, like, can you start becoming your own most loving parent, lover, teacher, mother, father, God, everything to all of your parts. And it starts in the heart. So I'll share a little bit more as we start going into the practice, but for now we'll continue. And so the throat chakra is the truth. And like truth, what kind of truth? Not just egoic truth, like this is what I think because it's good for me and I see it with my narrow mind and I'm telling you this is what this is. No, when your throat chakra fully opens, it means your previous chakras already been pretty opening up. And if you open in your heart, your voice becomes a healing technology. It becomes something that harmonizes the space every time you open your mouth. It becomes something that literally heals fractures. Like, when somebody comes into the field and they just understand what needs to be said, or maybe when sometimes nothing needs to be said and just a hug needs to be given. And in that presence, in that awareness, healing takes place. And so you become a vehicle of healing truth, of healing light that really is attuned to the field. And, if it's blocked, then it's just blocked by lies. But what kind of lies? Well, self-lies, first and foremost. And that by extension, if you lie to yourself, sometimes you're also going to have to lie to others to keep up with that. And so that's where the true kind of activation, and of course through the voice, through singing, some of you mentioned, we're going to chant some mantras today. Each chakra has a couple. So sexual chakra is connected to your throat chakra. It's like sisters, and there's other sisters as well. So once your sexual organs open up, you start to speak more openly and more relaxed. And especially for women, it's like the musculature of vagina and throat is very similar. So if it's blocked there, it's blocked there, and vice versa. They kind of impact each other equally. And so, you become this relaxed vehicle of truth that is just, the energy is flowing. And when you start to sing, it means your ego is out completely. Your identity, your sense of need to make it perfect, like judgment and intolerance, all of these energetics leave in the field, and you're just making a sound, you're just chanting. And all of a sudden, your soul frequency opening up, and you're becoming a healing vehicle, a healing sounding emanation station. And when you're opening up your third chakra, or your third eye, that's where it's the intuitive center, it's the insight, it's the connection to, so to speak, cosmic Wi-Fi, or to your higher being, that your higher soul that is talking to you and wishing well for you and wishing for your highest timeline to fully unpack. It's these visions that we all sometimes have, when we dare to dream. When something excites us so much, we just want to do it. And yet our logical mind's like, oh, but I'm not ready. Like, who am I to want it? It's too late. I'm too old. I'm too broke. I'm too this. I'm too that, So this is just the limited minds. And so when you just allow your intuition to inspire you no matter what, and then guide you down that magical, unpredictable journey, the most magical things will open up to you. And guys, like, I'm the living proof. I've been living like this for at least last 10 years. I've been following my intuition wholeheartedly. You could even say from 19 years old. I'm 37 now. And things just keep getting more magical because I actually follow that intuitive guidance. There is zero logic to my life. I don't have any strategy. I don't have any grand plan. I just have trust in the divine. And I listen. I listen every day to what it tells me, and then I do that. And it may drive some people completely nuts, but actually if you start following, you can start feeling that God loves you. God loves you so much, and it wants the best for you. And you just need to have your heart open and consciousness open to receive those signals. And again, not to blow my own horn, but Kundalini Yoga is one of the best tools to be always connected to that source and never lose touch with that. And you will experience some insights today, I'm sure, when we start practicing. So anyhow, this is the intuitive center. This is your, people sometimes call it gut feeling, because your third eye is connected to your third chakra. Those are also sisters or brothers, you can call it, because it's they say, you know, our gut is our second brain. So you know, when sometimes you say, I knew it, I had it in my gut, I knew exactly what needed to happen. That's your innate wisdom. When you know something before you have the facts, before you have the data, because your being is so much more intelligent than just your brain. You can perceive things energetically, viscerally, through every cell of your being, and part of you can sense thought forms and energetics across the oceans. It's called intuition. And you know, women sometimes have it a bit stronger because we also have a womb, and we're designed to create children, grow them in our own bodies. So we've been designed by nature to become extremely sensitive to the subtlest shift of energy, because we need to protect very innocent life. But men can develop it too. And now there's more and more curiosity from men as well to actually practice it and become intuitive beings and be guided by spirit rather than just by the mind. Okay, and the last one, the seventh chakra, is so to speak like the finale. It's when all of your chakras really open up, and they can only open up when you let go of the ego. And this is the hilarious part, you know. In the beginning, we use our ego to create our identity, to have the willpower to create things, you know, like you need to have some identity to do things in this world. But the funny, like, haha, cosmic joke is that when you reach the sixth chakra, you have to let go of your ego. Meaning, you have to lose the preference of how you would like things to be. And you need to totally trust God that it guides you exactly in the best path for your soul. And the best, that doesn't mean the most convenient or even easy. It just means the greatest. Like your soul came to shine this bright. And it's a big courageous, it's like jumping off the cliff and realizing you actually have wings, by the way, and there's a feather bed waiting for you on the bottom. But you will never find out until you jump. And so there is this thing, it's like we say in Kundalini Yoga, we do our best to practice, and you need efforts and ego and and then you reach sixth chakra and you're like, and now drop all of it. And you're actually not in control, and you actually need to let the divine guide you. And then the divine starts to guide in you every day deeper and deeper and deeper, and then all you need to do is follow. So you do show up, you know, if the divine tells you move to India tomorrow, you do. And I'm being a little extreme over here, but we all receive different guidance, you know. And for some of you, I must say, quit that job. It's time to find another job. It's soul sucking. It's over for you. I know you're feeling a little scared, and I know you just like your convenience and your comfort, but you're ready. You're ready for something bigger. Go for it. Prepare next stage now. And so when you receive the signals that get stronger and stronger, you start acting on them. And then you see how much you actually rewarded when you follow them through. And you also, by the way, can start seeing them when you don't follow, how painful that is. To continue to be stuck in the old timeline that your soul already totally outlived. And it's like you're wearing a small suit, you know, like of a 10-year-old baby, and you are a 30-year-old. And it's like, why am I wearing this? It's extremely uncomfortable and tight, because it's the old skin that's already fallen off you. And so it's a really magical thing to really follow the spiritual guidance within, Guru within. Okay, and now I'm just quickly run through it, and we're going to go into the practice, because for the longer time we can dive into it deeper. But just for those of you for whom Kundalini Yoga is for the first time, is this mystical yogic technology that allows us to basically fully awaken our body, especially our subtle body, or so to speak, energetic body, so we can start feeling more life force, more inspiration, more intuition, more clarity in our consciousness, to become bigger than what we thought we are. And so the tools are pranayama, or breath. We do a lot of different kind, or a breath of fire, just breathing out of the nose. There are different forms of breath. Ultimately, breath is the breach that going into different parts of your body and activating different cells. More about it deeper in the training, but just so you can understand the structure of what we're dancing with today. We're also moving our spine. This is, our pillar that holding all of your energetic centers in your body. By the way, every chakra or energetic center is connected to a specific glandular system, like pineal gland, pituitary gland, thyroid gland. So for majority of the people, those upper glands are completely not activated. Some people even say our pineal gland is calcified thanks to fluoride in our toothpaste and a few other things. But basically, once you start doing Kundalini yoga, your glands start to properly secrete. And when they start properly secrete, you become a full being rather than a little being. Like instead of working on first two chakras, survival and procreation, pleasure, you actually start working on all seven. And maybe they're not all fully right away activated. That would be called awakening or enlightenment, but they all start to gently open up. And you will start receiving more and more profound insights and power and clarity and energy. And so movements of the spine are required to direct energy to specific glandular system or specific chakra. Then we do mudras. So we sometimes put our hands up or with fingers, and we allow our body to connect to certain energetic circuits in the body. You know how there is acupuncture in Chinese culture, when they understood that there are some energetic points in the body that send off electricity kind of channels into any part of the body. So the same with Kundalini, and we activating those channels, especially when we're using our arms in so-called some uncomfortable positions that we're holding for a while. We're actually opening up the channels here around our hearts that we rarely do, because usually our hands are down. And so when you hold it there, there's a completely new surge of energy opening up, and surprise, surprise, your heart chakra starts to open up. Then there's bandhas or locks. So these are designed to, so to speak, lock a newly expanded level of energy. So at the end of each kriya, we take a deep breath in, we hold the breath, and then we lock the root lock. And root lock is meaning you squeeze in your anus, your sexual organs, your lower abdominals, and everything just like a bathtub, and just hold it. And the longer you hold it, the better it is. You basically, during that moment of pause, codifying your body that is okay with expanded level of energy. Now this is your new status quo. And you hold in your breath during that time, hold in your root lock, and also focusing your eyes on mid-eyebrow point, upward and inward, which also activates your pineal gland here and pituitary gland. And you hold that for as long as you can, and then you just breathe out and let go. And the cool thing about it is that in Kundalini, we often say when you do the movement, and the movement, any kind of movement with breath, we call it kriya. Kriya, quite literally, it means action. You move in the energy. And so you do in the movement or the exercise, in a simple language, for about 3 minutes. And then at the end of it, you take a deep breath in, hold in your breath, lock in your root lock, which means squeeze everything in the bottom, focus on the third eye point, stay there. And we call it, as when you were doing the movement, you were calling God on VIP line. And when you hold the breath, God picks up the phone, FaceTime, and you see him, her, it in your third eye. And remember, you are it. Ha! Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. Great to remember. And when you breathe out and let go, this is the yummiest, juiciest moment to meditate. And you will notice you don't even have to try to meditate. You just will. And during that moment of relaxed state of meditation, insights will come to you. And this is when they say God talks to you, through you, as you. This is, you will have the aha moments like, I finally forgave myself. I should totally do that project. Or whatever the thing is that will come to you, And this is what's so magical about this practice. You do it, and every time you receive new insights. Isn't it great? Because you're always different. You're in a different mood. You're moving through a different stage in your life. So every time you do it, it's like you enter into a portal to receive guidance. And then you come out of the portal, and then you act on that guidance. So it's that. It's like, some of my clients call some of my sessions like ayahuasca without ayahuasca. It's like you can actually go this deep if you like to. It's up to you how much you want to just surrender into it. And then we have mantras. Mantras is this mystical language, mystical science of consciousness. And it's coding our world, so to speak. They said in the Bible, first there was a word. This is how we code our reality. Everything you're thinking right now, it's like first step, and then you start feeling it, and you kind of fire it up with your emotion. And then when you have your thought and your emotion in motion, you probably will act on it. And then when you act on it on a regular basis, you probably will turn it into your habits. And then your habits will become your destiny. That's your life. How did it start? With your thoughts. So it's quite important what you think on a day-to-day basis. If you think, I'm a loser, nothing's ever working out for me, world sucks, all right, that's your programming. Enjoy the ride. It's not going to be a fun one, but you requested it, you said so. Like, universe is very impartial. It will respond to whatever you say, negative or positive. It will just shine it to you. So the question is, can you become such a conscious creator, lover of this reality that you very consciously track in your thoughts every milli moment? And you like, when you notice a negative thought, like, hey, it's always like this. Excuse me, this thought, out of the house now. You're not invited back, and you become in like an adamant warrior at the gate of your consciousness with the spear of awareness and say, you come in, you do not. You come in, you do not. And that's basically what creates your reality. And so in Kundalini Yoga, we go a little bit further. We start working with the sacred mantras that only be used for invoking deities, invoking pure state of awareness. In a normal language, we usually curse, gossip, complain. There could be a lot of frequencies with a normal language, no matter which one, Russian, English, Spanish, doesn't matter. But with mantras, it would be pretty hard to curse with mantras. You could try, it's probably going to be great, Om Namah Shivaya. It's probably going to be a fantastic curse. But basically, with mantras, you just work with the purified energy. And when you start chanting it on repeat, it's like in the beginning, it's like your mind is the muddy waters, so many thoughts, complaints, worries, thinking about the past, worrying about the future. But sooner than later, the mantra starts to clean in the house. And the water becomes clear because the dust of all of the other thoughts starts to go down. And there's just purity and this one beautiful flower in there. Could have that as a metaphor that starts to activate in the whole field. And you become that flower. And this is the switch of mantras. In the beginning, you, human being with thoughts, trying to chant mantras. And you're like, why am I chanting mantras? Why are we always saying the same thing? This is so boring. It's logical mind. But then at some point, you chant any mantra, any mystical words, and then it becomes so automatic that your ego gets tired of intervening, and then the mantra starts to chant you. You become the vibration of this thing that you were chanting. You're just the vehicle through which vibrations are coming through. And all of a sudden, you are the energy you're chanting. So if you chant in I am truth, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, Sat Nam, you become literally the field of truth. If you chant Om Namah Shivaya, you're calling in this higher consciousness. You are the higher consciousness. Om Lakshmi Namaha, the goddess of abundance, of prosperity. All of a sudden you start to feel that you're so resourceful. You have so much richness inside of you and you can overcome any obstacles. And all of a sudden you roll in the world like Lakshmi. It's really incredible, guys. This is, if anything you would learn from this journey today, just pick a mantra and chant it. And there's many of them, on YouTube. I can share my playlist here as well. I've been collecting incredible songs. And just chant it, even for 3-4 minutes, even when you're tired, you're like, okay, I don't have any energy to do yoga. Just turn this on, sit down, close your eyes and start chanting. And notice how your mind starts to become pure. So that's about mantras. Drishti, focus gaze, it's where you focus your eyes and your awareness. Mostly in Kundalini Yoga, we focus in our eyes upward and inward, just because it's so beneficial to open up your pineal gland, pituitary gland. Once these are open, things get super magical. But we also sometimes focus on the nose, Sometimes we're just looking down. Sometimes we could be looking upward. Like there's different ways how we channel our energy and our focus. We're basically creating kind of like a geometry, geometry of focus, geometry of the body, geometry of the breath. And we create in a very specific constellation with a mantra and then become that energy. And then last to visualization and relaxation. Visualization, this is, our mind is like, it always has images. It's always imagining something, whether you like it or not. The moment you have a thought, there's a picture that is in front of your eyes, inside of your mind. And so why not to choose a nice image? Again, it's coming back to the thoughts. Might as well, the movie is rolling. You can't stop it. You're alive. Congratulations. Welcome to this TV show. Now, what kind of slide would you like to put in your projector? That's up to you. You're a director. And even if you're in the most insane, harsh, difficult circumstances, you can choose a pretty cool attitude about it and roll with that. And it's going to be a hero movie. You came out of a total bottom shit show and you rose anyways. Ha! That's a fun movie to watch rather than the movie of a victim which is like, everything's horrible. It's going to make this forever. Like, okay, well, it's a boring movie. So anything's going to change anytime soon? No. Okay, it's still the same. So, I'm not trying to like make fun of any trauma and pain because I've been in it a lot in my life as well, by the way. But I just noticed that like the attitude with which we approach things really does matter, As there's a saying, change your attitude and you'll change your life. And so basically the invitation is to visualize things that you want so deeply with so many great details and really see it. But then more than anything, feel it in your body and really imagine that it already happened. And start acting like it already happened and thinking like it already happened and treating people like it already happened and carrying yourself like it already happened. Like if you want to be, I don't know, successful businessman, or you want to be a accomplished singer, or just an abundant human in some shape or form, imagine how will you carry yourself then when you're joyful, abundant, opened. How do you walk? How do you laugh? What do you wear? How do you treat people? What is your tone of voice? How do you giggle? How do you get silly when you're in that state? Like, see it. It's a timeline that is possible for you. You can feel it. You can see it. And now act like it's already here. And if you act like it's already here every day, in a way, you just start pulling it towards you because you state to the universe, I deserve it. I am already it. Come on, girlfriend, come over here. And then it's going to work out. So that's about visualization. And relaxation is the final one that is often so undervalued in our world, in our progress obsessed world, that just always wants the results. But it's like masculine energy without feminine, which is, hello, what we're experiencing right now on the planet. How many people are right now exhausted, depressed, drained, out of purpose, disconnected from the heart, and don't know what to do? Many. We also have destroyed our planet to a large degree. Like, nature is suffering. There's a lot of things to suffering. Like, there's a lot of things that just no bueno right now. Why? Because it was all about progress. Just go, take, more, results. Okay. And so there's a great disbalance. There's like this one teacher of mine, Lynn Twish, she says it's like we're a bird that's now been flying with one wing for a long while. So that's why it's flying in circles. It's not going anywhere. And so it's time to bring the second wind, the feminine. And the feminine is the relaxation. And so why is this actually very useful to relax? Because it's the womb, it's the creation. It's actually when you fully relax and stop pushing, that's actually where truly original ideas come from. This is where you can birth something that is coming not from chasing or rushing, but somewhere from deep inner core. This is your treasure chest. This is the connection point to the divine intelligence is actually in relaxation, which is why also in Kundalini yoga, we do the practice, we hold the breath, and we receive the deepest insights, usually when we're relaxing after it, or in Shavasana. So this is really, receiving and giving. When we receive, we're fully relaxing. And when we give, we fully penetrate in this reality. So if you continuously only give, 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 guess what? You can get really empty and exhausted. So it's just a disbalance. We need to create a balance in our life and to be equally in receiving mode, total relaxation. And then when we're recharged, we're full cup, then we give with pleasure, not out of resentment or like, oh, I need to do this, I don't want to do this, and all of that. And that's again coming back to the lovemaking. I mean, it would be much nicer if you take care of yourself, get a good night's sleep, take yourself to spa, whatnot, get in a good mood. So when you come into the lovemaking per se, you're actually glowing and excited and inspired. And vice versa, if you've been sleep deprived, if you're hungry, if you're stressed and whatnot, and you're rolling into a bedroom, but actually you just need to sleep. So you can't, so to speak, perform. I mean, you could push it through, sexual energy is powerful, but like why not to create balance in the life? And so ultimately this whole Kundalini journey that you will experience today in our practice is all about creating that balance. And love is about balance and about harmony. And yeah, it's like, see, guys, you can even tune in right now within yourself. Do you feel like you're giving, or so to speak, doing much more than you're receiving and relaxing? And just tune in within yourself. It's okay to just acknowledge it. And another really good test is check with your nose, with your nostrils. Like first close your right nostril, breathing in from the left. And then close the left nostril and breathing out from the right. And now again, breathing in from the right. And breathing in from the left. And just notice which of your nostrils is more blocked. And so it's your either left side, feminine side, or your masculine side. So either your left feminine side has not been relaxing for a long while and needs total restoration, or it's your masculine side that is blocked and maybe it's time to take some action. Or maybe it's both. And then you need to first relax and then act. Relaxation always first. And sometimes some of us may be relaxing too much and we're actually been in stagnation because we've been scared to act. And sometimes the best way out of the bottom, gut, like total rot, is actually to take action, and then you catapult out of the fear field. So that's also could be the case. All right, guys, so I think that will be all for pretty much for stories on Kundalini Yoga, just so you understand about this mystical, incredible technology that this journey is. And, I used to be a filmmaker and an actress and journalist and activist. And, when I discovered Kundalini Yoga after meditation, after Vipassana, I was just like, this is insane. Why don't everybody on this planet do this? Like, if just we would all do this, we would all awaken and we would all be such happy, joyful, shiny human beings. Like, wouldn't it be just great? And by the way, one guru in India, Guru Dev, he created this massive ashram called The Art of Living, and he's been teaching Kundalini Yoga Kriya practices to children, very young children. And these children already displaying human capabilities, meaning they can read with eyes closed, they can drive a bicycle with eyes closed. Their whole solar plexus intuitive guidance is fully activated. They don't need, so to speak, eyes. They're so sharp, they're so quick. So he's literally proven it with children that if you start teaching these mystical yogic technologies for children, which means they don't shut down like adults do, they just continue to shine their divine nature. And so if all of us do really practice it every day, we will become sublime human beings and awaken to the true love within our hearts and who we are to shine ourselves. My teachings of Kundalini Yoga with Jinkies, it's another really profound system of understanding of human consciousness. I've discovered it around 9 years ago and been digging into it really deep. It unravels kind of the DNA of human consciousness through 64 codes. And like this, for example, my profile, but you can also get your own profile for free on jinkies.com. And it reveals to you your unique code of your soul based on your date of birth, the time, and where were you born. And it gives you pretty deep understanding of who you are. Like, this is the purpose of your life. 50, which is in my case like bringing harmony and like transmuting corruption of the mind, moving into equilibrium within, and then so my biggest evolution is to handle chaos of all kinds of chaos, physical, inner, whatever, and then be innovative about the way I treat any chaos and bring it into the innocence, into the playfulness. And my biggest breakthrough, like in Radiance, it kind of reveals to you how you're supposed to shine in the world. And for me, it's to transcend my own arrogance and become true leader that merges into humility, meaning unique, and then this is the purpose, which is a deeper energetics. And so starting from here, this blueprint from Jinkies also shines your unique chakra system. So this is your root chakra, this is your second sexual chakra, this is your third solar plexus chakra, this is your heart, emotional IQ, and this is your throat, social IQ, this is your third eye, and this is your crown. And so when we study Kundalini Yoga with me and go through each chakra every week in our training, we do the practices every day. We have a call on Zoom every week that goes on for about 3-4 hours, and we just unpack every single one in great depth. And then we really tune in, how is my chakra? And what do I need to do in my life, quite literally through actions, through my behavior, through what I eat, through how I act, to fully activate that energetic center. So then that becomes not your hypothetical theory, it actually becomes your proactive, pretty clear map of how to fully activate your life. And so this is one of the greatest teachings, honestly, I found on the planet Earth right now. And the teacher, Richard Rudd, he's from UK. I really consider him one of the embodiments of divine masculine, like actually truly loving, kind, wise man who went through so many initiations and wrote this incredible book. And the 64 DNA codes, they kind of combine the I Ching, astrology, biology, anthropology, kind of all into one really incredible system. And when you read your own profile and read each Jinki, you will understand what I mean. So I just want you to know like how I merge the teachings. And sometimes I also add tarot card teachings, which is another pretty wild portal and really magical. And I use it through the cards because there's 21 cards in the major arcana. There's a major and minor arcana in tarot, and each arcana represents like chakras. This is the beginning point, 0, and then each 3 chakras represent each 3 cards is 1 chakra. And so there's 21 cards, which is 7 chakras. And it kind of reveals to you the full transmutation of human consciousness from 0, full, to the world, total realization. And it's also a pretty great tool. I've also sometimes led just trainings fully rooted on tarot card. And then you embody each archetype and even dress like one. And it becomes super playful, almost like an actor's game. And you learn about yourself so much because you have a permission to embody a completely new archetype. And so then I just go into great depth. I'm not going to do it right now, but just so you know, we then unpack every chakra. For example, like root chakra, we learn about what does it mean in Sanskrit, what is it located physically in your body, what kind of planet represents, what kind of plane of existence, what kind of sign astrologically it is, what kind of color, what kind of element, like, okay, earth, grounding, what kind of day of the week, because there's 7 days of the week, 7 chakras, 7 musical notes. So you start seeing the structure of reality. You start understanding that you're not just learning about Kundalini Yoga, you're actually learning about reality. And you start connecting the dots and basically becoming like a modern day wizard that understands how things work. And therefore you can alchemize anything from lower chakras to higher chakras, from lead to gold, so to speak. Sound C note. When it's unhealthy, you're feeling fearful, ungrounded. When it's healthy, you're feeling safe, stable, and secure. And the archetype, there's different archetypes for each chakra. For the root chakra is the inner child and parent. So you really tend to your inner child and become your own parent. And there's what kind of sense is from yogic tradition, what kind of organ of knowledge, organ of activity, and what kind of god and goddess that it represents, Brahma and Dakini. And then we go into the sacral. So this is just so you have a little taste of understanding of how, complex and deep these teachings are, but ultimately it's not about some like mental acrobatics. It's actually about deep realization that life is so beautiful and so magical. And once we start sensing the map of reality and we start activating our body through our all energetic centers, we can become truly modern day wizards, modern day alchemists that can take in any situation, any form of darkness, any bad mood, and just transmute it and bring more light, more awareness, more curiosity, more playfulness into it. Ultimately, this is what this is about. And the final thing that I'm just going to reveal to you visually so you see it and we go into the practice, just so you understand, is this training that I'm launching, which just begins on February 14th on a Lover's Day. You can tune in, and maybe Lily, you can just drop the links for people so it's just there on the thread. It's this beautiful training that really describes in great depth why I do what I do, and then you can take a look there what this is about. And there's a free practice for an hour and a half that you can just have straight on my platform just for yourself as a gift if you ever want to practice. It's all right here. This is a practice here for the root chakra, and you can learn about it more. And also just what I want to share with you, how it looks like on the inside. It's a pretty in-depth journey, and anyone who joins my training have the access to my school for the rest of their lives, and you can then practice every time with a new energy, going through something and taking yourself on a journey. And for example, like root chakra, see, each chakra has Kundalini yoga class, lecture, meditation, journaling practice, and royal rituals. Royal rituals meaning suggestions on what to do. And so, for example, you can take a look. Just wanted to show you like the quality and the love with which I've been creating it. And truly, you know, I've been so proud of it. Like I've done it when I was like so pure in my devotion to this work, and it continues to carry forward everything I do and became truly like the core of everything I share, because it just came from a deeply Satnam, from like a deeply truthful place. And so, you know, that's the practice begins, and we're doing it all with beautiful music, and it's just like yeah. So anyhow, you get an idea. So there's this practice, there's lectures, there's everything. And so in a way, I gift mentorship almost for free when I lead mentorship, because mentorship, it's almost the same cost. Let's talk about love, baby. And that's my lecture, see? That's how I do it. So basically, just so you can sense, like I basically, when I do the mentorships, I gift this training, and I usually don't upcharge much extra for it. And I just give you the 7 weeks of unprecedented attention for you. And we do the 7 weeks calls every week, new Zoom call for 3-4 hours. And then we also have a WhatsApp group on which we all join, and everybody shares their insights, and everybody is requested to practice at least 3-4 times a week and post in our WhatsApp on time lapse their practice. And in that way, we hold everybody accountable, and you actually do break through, because you have no chance but to. I mean, anything you practice for 4 or 5 times a week will change your life. But if you practice Kundalini for this amount of times for 7 weeks, your life is bound to transform. So anyways, that's all I gotta say about it, and I'm gonna stop talking and we're gonna do the practice. But if you have a curiosity about this journey, then Lily, please drop the links for the course. And today I am sharing the coupon for 40% off. So if you guys wanna receive that, then enjoy. I'm gonna type it here. The coupon is very simple. It's I am love. And then when you type it in the payment menu, you receive 40% off. So if you would like it, do join. Okay. Yeah, actually, it's funny. I just went on the website right before.
Yeah, you have to close your website, you know. You have to shut down everything you have open because you're as administrator. Yeah, close it, and then we will be able to do so.
Okay, give me just 1 second.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much. Yeah, because I was in the process of editing some things when Lily came in, so it's probably all still editing mode. Okay, let's try it again. I just now exited it. Okay, well, I'm sure Lily will figure out the links. And let's, guys, dive right in, slowly but gently. So we have a 2 hours call today. I think it's gonna go for about like 2 hours and 15 minutes. So let's settle into a straight position, into your spine. And also just one last thing I want to share here. If you guys want to just get in touch with me, like way beyond any courses or trainings, just feel free to reach out on Instagram, write me a letter, get in touch with me, and just be together. And then we can do that. And yeah, if the website is not working, because I was literally editing today before we jumped in, then just get in touch with me on Instagram and I will send you a new link. I guess it happens sometimes. Technical adventures. Usually it's godsatplay.com. Yes, Perfect. Thank you so much, Lily. Amazing. And if you have any difficulties, reach out to me on Instagram. We still have 2 weeks to sign up, so you will have time to figure it out. And last thing that I want to say is, guys, everyone that joins my trainings really do become my soul family, because I get to know everybody very personally. Everyone gets to speak on Zoom, and I basically kind of coach you and unpack you in real time in front of the group. And a lot of deep insights happen in the middle of the call. It's like transmutation station, healing station all together. And needless to say that we all become very close together as a family because we go through it together. Okay. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out because I was working on the website separately and then Lily was helping me there separately. But you guys can just reach out to me on Instagram, alesiana.ra. Let's do this. And if not, you can also send to me an email, alesiana@gods@play.com. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to create for you a custom link and you can still join it. So no technical problems can come too closely to us. I've noticed when there's too much energy and things are really magical, sometimes the technological gods test us, but it's okay. We will figure it out anyways. All right, beautiful people, I welcome you to settle in and find a position in which you're sitting, kind of ideally on a yoga mat, but it could be on anything, but just the key is for your body to be pretty relaxed. It's good to sit on some kind of a pillow, on something that actually can support your back, and just open up your spine, open up your shoulders. And just let's start gently getting into the energy of how we opened up the field today into non-speaking space, fully arriving into the heart, now understanding the science behind awakening of this human vehicle. So I welcome you to start gently stretch your body. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. And then maybe go to the other side. Opening up and start breathing a bit deeper and more aware. In your spine that previously haven't been touched yet, maybe with as much of tenderness, as much of awareness, as much of care. And when you're ready, you gently rise the hands to the sky and stretch one side to the right. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And when you're ready, gently go to the other side. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And gently putting the hands back, opening up your chest, opening up your throat. Ready, slowly, gently come back and meet yourself in the center. Spine is straight, your face is relaxed, chest is relaxed, your belly is relaxed. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Start noticing, what do you like when you're actually genuinely relaxed? Present. And from this space, let's start gently rubbing our hands together. And I welcome you to allow yourself to feel the heat of love, the heat of intention to really root into loving awareness, becoming the loving emanation station, a cause of someone's happiness, of someone's clarity, of harmony in the world. but first and foremost within yourself. Rubbing extra quickly, and then pressing palms one against another, keeping your chest open, your shoulders open, focus on the third eye point. And here we're gonna very slowly, very gently start chant the mantra Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Ong as O-N-G. It's a prolonged sound that vibrating in your whole head. Ong, as if it's happening behind, and activating all of the centers here. Namo. Ong Namo means I bow to creative wisdom and I allow it to fully enter me, to penetrate me, to invigorate me, to inspire me so I can receive it and blossom from it. And then Guru Dev Namo, I bow to my inner Guru, to my capacity to transmute darkness into light, Guru. And Dev means I always do my best. So in a way, we bow to something that we receive, to all the beauty, to all the wisdom in our feminine, Om Namo, and then Guru Dev Namo. And I give, I penetrate this reality with my presence, with my thoughts, with my awareness. And from this space, let's take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Keep focusing on the third eye point. Shoulders are open. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And a deep breath in, and we chant together. Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Gurudev Namo. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath and now lock your root lock, which means again squeezing anus, sexual organs, low abdominals, holding it all together. Open your shoulders, focus on the third eye point, stay here. Present, majestic, aware being. And a deep breath out. Relax and allow yourself to drop in to the deepest presence. And from this space, we will slowly, gently, we'll start with our classic cat and cow to open up our spine, to open up our whole body so it can start to vibrate at its highest. So I welcome you to get on your fours, hands right under your shoulders and knees right under your hips. And from this space, we're gonna start breathing in and bringing the head up and hips up, and breathing out and closing it all inward. So it's breath in, breath out, breath in, breath out. And I welcome you to chant the mantra in your mind. Breath in, Sat, breath out, Nam. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. And you just chant it in your mind and tune in to the remembrance, I am truth. Truth is my highest, deepest, truest form of who I am. So you start anchoring into your cosmic deepest truth. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And slowly, when you're ready, speed up, but don't lose the depth of your breath. Let's go. Your eyes closed, all inward. Focus on the third eye point. Deepest breath. Opening up all the channels. Now the fastest movement and the deepest breath, 10 more seconds. And now take a deep breath in, head up. Hold in your breath, lock in your root lock, stay here. Beautiful, majestic, present being. Deep breath out. And now again, hold the breath when you're empty, stay here. And a deep breath in into the center. And a deep breath out into child's pose, hands in the prayer, third eye on the floor. Open up your legs, relax your belly, and truly surrender into the remembrance that love is your breath. You're breathing in love, you're giving away love. Breathing in and giving it. Breathe deeper. When you're ready, slowly, gently come back up and rise and settle and find yourself in a peaceful, open-hearted state. And And from this space, gently rise your hands 60 degrees, little fingers on the pillows and big thumbs are out, and go straight into the breath of fire. And just start feeling how you're activating your whole life force and your whole being simply because you're breathing very strongly out of your nose. And if ladies, if you're on your moon, on your period, and if your belly hurts, then just slow deep breath instead, okay? Don't overexert. But if you're feeling strong, go for it. Breath of fire. Breathing out of the nose. Focus on the third eye point and feel the sunshine rising in your center, bigger and bigger and bigger, shining with your beauty. Powerfully, and I welcome you to imagine, what are you rising for? What is that that you love so much, that you're ready to shine for, to rise into your courage, into your clarity, into your audacity, and see the rainbow between your big thumbs and the sun shining through any obstacles. Strong breath. Deep breath in. Bring your hands up above your head and connect your big thumbs together. Open the rest of the fingers wide and stretch into the sky and into the earth. Hold your breath, lock your root block, focus on the third eye point, stay here. Powerful, clear, hold in your root block, staying in the center. And when you're ready, keep holding the hands in the air and just breathe out with mouth open. Breathe in with mouth open. Hold in the breath, hold in the root block, stretching into the sky and start feeling our innate majesty, invincibility, power of the spirit, power of the profound love in every cell of your being. And only when you're ready, gently let go. Breathe out, relax, and meditate. Witness your presence. Receive the love coming from the source into you, through you, as you. Beautiful. And from this space, we go into a deeper practice of letting go of any stress or any worries that have ever occupied our minds to fully become free. And so the next practice, you're going to be breathing in and bringing the shoulders up and breathing out and dropping it. It's one of my favorite practices that I always share because it's just so powerful and so simple. Breath in, it's like imagine you're collecting all of your tension, all of your worries, all of your self-judgments, and then you breathing out and dropping it like it's hot. So it's all through the nose, and feel like you're purifying yourself, and enjoy it. Eyes are closed, focus on the third eye point, and feel the purification with every breath. And now when you're ready, we're gonna go double speed when she starts to sing. Let's go. Feel the purification and activation of your life force. Seconds, extra powerful, shining bright with all of your strength. Breath in, bringing the shoulders up. Hold in your breath, lock in your root lock, and now squeeze your face, your fist, everything collect, hold it. Like an atomic bomb that is about to explode with so much love, so much beauty, so much innate wisdom. Hold it. And breathe out with a sound. And relax and meditate. Receive so much goodness coming through you. Beautiful. And from this space, let's enter into the warrior-like state when we learn how to anchor our truth. Because love without truth is like body without the spine. It can't do much, and it's kind of a little too fluffy. So let's connect to that truth, what is a real yes and what is a real no. So the way we're going to do it is we're going to use our hands kind of like a samurai and breathing out with mouth open. So it's yes, if you see me from the side, it's kind of like this, yeah? And imagine as if you're breathing out, you're saying no to what's not aligned for your soul at this time, and you know it. You deeply within you know it. And know that by saying no to something, you're also saying yes by something that is truly ready there for you. And you can connect to a point somewhere and look into something with your eyes open, and in that way you connect to your goal. Or it could be just with your eyes closed and just see the goal in your third eye. All right, let's go. It's strong, powerful exercise. Kriya. Powerful, very strong. One hand forward, another back. Put your claws out like a cat. Hold your breath, lock your root block. Focus on the third eye point. And I welcome you to sense your integrity. Sense your nobility, sense your majesty. And sense your capacity to say no, first of all, to your own shadows, to your own self-sabotage, to your own inner thoughts that may bring disbalance, and just tune into that courage to face yourself. And when you're breathing out, gently switch the hands, deep breath in. Again, claws are out through another hand. And now again, hold your root lock, hold the third eye, and feel again your strength. Feel your inner love that is rooted in integrity. That's a mature love that is aligned, that it knows it stays on a true foundation, on actual reality of your inner soul, of your inner knowing. Hold yourself in that. And only when you're ready, breathe out, surrender, relax, and meditate. And now that we have the courage to be in our truth, to face the shadows, from solar plexus, we're moving into our heart, most important technology on our planet, way more developed than any AI could have ever dreamed for, a human heart. And so I welcome you first to just gently stretch out your shoulders and open up. And feel maybe there's a bit of tension, a little bit of pain, so just feel the kindness and tenderness to your own being. And once the shoulders opened up more or less, we're going to be breathing in and moving to the left, and then breathing out and moving to the right. So it's... And I welcome you to tune in where you're ready to receive more love and to give more love. And first start with yourself, always. And from that space towards others. Tune into compassion, acceptance, courageous loving.
Shivoham.
gently slow down, meet yourself in the center, deep breath in. Hold your breath, keep your heart open, root lock, focus on the third eye point, stay here. Beautiful, majestic, rooted in love and awareness. And only when you're truly ready, gently let go, breathe out and meditate. Beautiful. And from this space, let's open our hearts even more. This is not a classic one. We just gotta do it, especially when it comes to love. So we're gonna move the hands backwards. Basically, you know, the focus is just open up the heart so much, it can never close. How about that? And so let's start opening it up. You're kind of moving it backwards and opening up all the channels here. And breath of fire through the nose. And I welcome you to feel, to see the imagery. You're like phoenix rising from ashes yet again and again. Another heartbreak, another difficulty, another constriction. And there you are, no matter what, rising back into the loving awareness and shining brighter and brighter. Focus on the third eye point and rise. Start dancing with life. Bring the cheekiness, the mischief, the audacity. Yep, I can be loving even if there's a total shit show unfolding around me. I can do it. Powerful breath. And our deep breath in, hold it. Hold your breath, hold your root lock. And gently start breathing out. Keep holding the hands and just put your head back. Open up the heart. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Opening up the heart fully to the universe, totally, with every cell of your being. When you're ready, slowly, gently, no rush, bring your head back, relax your hands, and meditate on the remembrance how beautiful we all are. Now gently start moving the spine in the circular movements to the left, and really courageously choose that you are purifying your field from any self-sabotaging thoughts, any unnecessary fears, any harshness, any intolerance out of your body and therefore out of your life. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Keep opening up the chest, the neck, every part of your body is expanding in every circle. And when you're ready, gently change the direction to your right, clockwise. And now I welcome you to envision the reality in which you are the most loving, the most courageously open, the most just radiant being, innocent being that you've always been. And start seeing that reality as you move in, as you breathe in. Feel it, remember it. That reality fully for last 10 seconds. And now meet yourself in the center. Deep breath in. Spine straight, hold in the root lock and put in the fingers in Gyan Mudra where index finger meets the thumb. Shoulders are open, focus on the third eye point, staying here, remembering our majesty, remembering our true purpose here is to be love, to share love, and to experience love in every interaction. Even where the darkness prevails, we choose to emanate it and to transmute it. And from this space, deep breath out. And our final Kriya. I welcome you to gently start bringing the hands into this triangle. This is something I share often, and sometimes there's different variations. So we start with a pranic heart. So imagine as you're breathing in, you're like a tree. You're receiving everything you need effortlessly. And as you're breathing out, you're letting go of everything you don't need effortlessly. And then again, breathing in, receiving everything you need. And when you're ready, fully letting go and breathing out everything you don't need. Start tuning into the innate intelligence of our existence. Everything is in the breath. You're breathing in everything you need. You're breathing out everything you don't need. You're getting filled up, restored, and you're giving away effortlessly. And dancing in this harmonious balance. Many mystics say that, our body is borrowed. We just loan it for a little while here. Everything is just a loan. And the question is, how do we want to enjoy the ride if everything is just a temporary gift? Can we then love with all of us? And from this space, I welcome you into the Love and Awareness 2.0, when we start feeling that there is a sun inside of our hearts. And as you breathe in, imagine that darkness may come towards you in the form of misunderstandings, judgments, harsh situations. And when you breathe in out, you start transmuting that light, and even more light starts to exist all around you, simply because you're courageous enough to shine your love and awareness. And as you breathe in, darkness comes in. And as you breathe out, even more light starts to expand, and starts feeling your capacity to be the reason this world is beautiful, more safe, more loving, more kind, more attuned, more compassionate. Feel it in your heart. And as that tree consciousness is getting grounded in your being, we're going to gently enter into our final Kriya. Guru Guru Vahe Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru. This is the this is the mantra of deep compassion, of awakening, of invocation of compassion of the universe, that gives us strength to be compassionate even when it's hard for us to do so. And in that way, we calling that in, we becoming in that. And so continue to breathe. And in a moment, I will turn on this mantra. And I welcome you to sing with all of your heart. It's been proven that our own voice heals us more than any other frequency on the planet. How about that? So chant Guru Guru Vahe Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru. Guru Guru Vahe Guru, it means I celebrate the divine existence and my own capacity to be Guru and transmute darkness into light. And Guru Guru Ram Das Guru, may the compassion be the true Guru. May it come through me, and may it also shower me with its compassion when it's hard. And so we become the field of compassion inside out. Sing with all of your heart for the next 5 minutes. Hold the hands. Guru Guru Vahe Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru, Guru Guru Vahe Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru, Guru Guru Vahe Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru, Guru Guru Vahe Guru, Guru Ram Das Guru. And allow yourself to truly anchor into that remembrance that we are the life and awareness per choice. And a deep breath out. Surrender, witness yourself. And for the last few moments, as we go into a little 3-minute Shavasana, I welcome you to just make a choice, make a decision to be alive in awareness, first and foremost for yourself. Every time you wake up in the morning, just give yourself a good hug and say, hey love, Grand Rising, let's do this. Let's play, let's share this love. You come in the bathroom in front of the mirror, hey, I love you, thank you so much for everything. Let's share some more love with the world. And so there's every moment of acknowledgement, of appreciation, of kindness within and without. And with that choice, with that readiness to be the life in awareness, surrender into the total relaxation, lay down into 3 minutes Shavasana. And when you're ready, gently switch and hug the left knee to your chest. Now put it all the way to the right. Switch your upper body to the left. Deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, gently hug 2 knees to your chest. Massage your lower back in any way that feels good. And gently start rock and roll forward and backwards. And when you're ready, no rush, start settling into the vertical position, into the grounded, sweet spot of pure awareness, of simply being, allowing yourself to anchor. Spine is straight, shoulders are open, everything is completely relaxed. Scan your body, make sure everything is dropped. And in this relaxed state, just acknowledge where have maybe you chosen to surrender a bit more, or to courageously shine your love and awareness, or maybe a bit more playful, more cheeky with total strangers. And from this space, let's start gently rubbing the hands together and allow yourself to feel the heat of love, the heat of presence, the heat of deepest gratitude between your palms, for yourself, for this world at large, and for everyone in it. And when you're ready, press palms one against another. And let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And a deep breath out through the mouth. We're going to chant the mantra Sat Nam. Long Sat, short Nam, 3 times. Again, deep breath in from the nose. Deep breath out through the mouth. And from this space, deep breath in. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. And a deep breath in. Hold your breath, lock your root lock, and remember the sensation of fullness in your heart, the innate innocence, innate majesty, beauty, courage to shine our love forward. And a deep breath out. Allow yourself to be. Thank you so much. Sat Nam. Thank you for joining us in this practice today. It's such an honor always and a deep joy to share this field with you. Feel free to spend some time here with us, and if you feel like sharing all the hearts, yay! I love you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So if you want to hang around here for another 10 minutes and just share and get the mic on and share your voice, share your presence with us, how you're feeling, maybe what kind of insights came through, what have you realized, anything at all is so welcome. I call it the Sangha, the spiritual family, when we come together and we just share our heart, our soul, our presence through our voice. So I welcome you to turn on your cameras and raise the hand and turn on your mic and say hi if you feel like sharing something. And yeah, just before we get into the shares, I just want to share, yes, there's a payment plan. I put it all on my website, but I'm not a tech specialist, so clearly I've done something wrong to the point that the link to my website couldn't open. So we're gonna fix it today, tomorrow, but there's a payment plan, like 7 weeks. You can pay partially every week, and you can also receive a discount. And I can even say that for those of you that feel like, oh wow, it's a little bit too much for me, I can't afford it, reach out to me. I believe in miracles. I share miracles all the time. I have a few students in my trainings that wanted to join so badly, and they just reached out to me and they wrote me these long letters, and I allowed them to join for very little for what the cost of the training is, but I just felt that they really wanted it, they needed it, and I allowed them to join because I've also personally received a lot of blessings in my life. And that's how I roll. Very unbusinesslike or unstrategic like, but I really believe this is how life works. So feel free to reach out. Again, like my Instagram is alesiana.ra and my email is alesiana@godsatplay.com. So reach out, we will find a way, always, 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 always. God loves us, God holds us, and we're all just, vehicles of adventures through which we do it. And we also will send a recording to everybody of this practice today, so you can always practice. All right, who would like to turn on the mic, say hi, to share your magic? Thank you so much, Tali. Thank you so much for sharing. So sweet.
Hi.
So sweet. Hello. Hi, Katie.
Thank you for this session. It was great.
I'm so glad. How are you feeling?
Energized.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can feel the life force moving through me.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful, beautiful. Have you made a decision that now you're going to be the station of love and awareness as a true mom
I
and
already
queen?
made that decision before, so yeah.
Yeah, moment. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'm glad that it was energizing and activating and made us nourish you going forward throughout this day and week and maybe your life. Why not? Let's keep shining. Thank you so much, Katie. Send you so much love. Jenna, maybe turn on your mic.
Yes, hi there. How do you say your name?
Alesiana.
Alesiana, this was so beautiful. And I just needed to say thank you and how it just really reinvigorated my love of like the love of spirituality and of healing of that. And I'm a yoga teacher, and my teacher included Kundalini in the practice, but we just did a lot of chakra work. And I really love the somatic movement that came with each of the chakras with this practice, which I've never done before. And I'm also a trauma therapist, so I do a lot of like somatic work with my clients. So it just kind of like paired it all for me in a really, really beautiful, lovely way, an inspiring way. So I just wanted to say thank you. Your heart was just so seen throughout this entire thing, and I really appreciated it.
Thank you so much, Beauty. I'm so, so happy to hear that. And it's true, it's so interconnected. Like so many disciplines can really work together so well. And truly, it's all healing if it comes with best intention and attunement to the field, right? Like when you tune into any of your clients, friends, family members, you know what they need in that moment. Whatever you
Absolutely.
want to call it, right? Like shake of the body, Kundalini breath work, or whatever, you can just sense. And so it's beautiful when it all we can start connecting the dots and we just become this healing, attuning machines. So
Absolutely. Thank you.
keep shining forward. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. Who else would like to come say hi? Thank you so much. Thank you guys for sweet messages. It's always so life reaffirming to know how important it is to continue to hold the spaces, that it's needed, it's important. And like I really feel like in ancient times, tribes used to come together in a circle and they would, process things around the fire, they would talk, they would shake, they would cry, they would heal, and they would come back to coherence and to balance. Now we're in the modern days, we're like this lost little kitties that are, all on our own and sometimes really struggle. And this moments of connection, they're just so needed. I feel like more than ever on this planet, you know. And sometimes we don't have it, maybe same frequency around us wherever you are. But how magical that now we have internet and Wi-Fi and we can actually feel an incredible belonging and deep soul resonance simply because we come to pray together, to feel, to remember, and to practice. So thank you so much. I'll continue to share this. Yes, yes, and clarity is important, exactly. Like when we say no, sometimes it could be the most compassionate no. So then, you know, we're saying yes to what we're choosing to build, what we're choosing to nourish. So it's all important, definitely. Who else would like to turn on the mic and say hi? Feel free really to share, you know, also something personal, something from your life. This is like a love and healing warm field. So don't be shy. If you just want to say hello, everything is welcome.
Hi.
Savannah,
Sorry, go ahead.
oh, perfect. Hi, Kalia. How are you? Kaya, right?
Hi, good. Yeah, hi. I have been really inconsistent in my practice and not making the time for me. And you popped up this morning, and I was in a position where I literally even said, I don't have time for this. And I stopped and I said, yes, you do. Just do it. Like everything else will wait. And that is the important part of um I've talked before in some of your classes, but you and I have had a very similar journey in the just what we experienced abuse wise growing up, and stepping into our power in the last year has been a really big loop for me. And I was very safe and secure at the beginning of the year, stepping into my power and sharing my gifts, and I looped back into a situation where all of a sudden, like, bam, down in my root chakra was just like completely unsafe, unsecure. The last 6 months I've been like looping through trying to find a place of safety and trying to find myself again, and working in the somatics and making time for myself outside of the judgments that everybody else has on the way that things should be handled. And I'm making some really big moves this week, and getting back into consistency with my practice and self-care and self-love so that I can emit that out into the world is the top priority. So thank you. And it all starts with our families, and that's my passion, is getting into the soil, looking at your family like a tree, like a plant. If the soil isn't good, you can't get a healthy plant. And we starting with ourselves is where it all begins. So thank you.
Yeah, as the root. Thank you so much, Kaya. Continue with the practice. You know, you will have a recording of this practice. Also, when you go on my platform, you can just log in with email and have access to first root chakra for free always. So you can also just practice that if you want, if you can't yet join a training or whatever, just so you know, like you always have the tools. Like there's no excuse, you know?
Thank
There-
you. I am not joining the training right now simply because I am one of the like one of my gifts, but also one of my red flags is like the shiny object syndrome, and getting so excited about all the things I want to do. I have signed myself up for so many programs and so many classes, and I had to sit down literally the other day and make a list of all of them and prioritize. And it's like, you cannot sign up for one more thing until you finish something that you have already signed up for.
Go for
Yeah.
what feels most aligned. That's
Thank
that's
you.
the key, you know. So
Yeah.
definitely enjoy. But support is here for you, and we're here every 2 weeks.
Thank you.
It's in beauty. Thank you so much for sharing. Thank you, thank you. All right. Who else want to say hi? Savannah, you with your little cute child popping in and saying greetings.
I have two little cute children here.
Ah, hi. How are you guys? What are their names, Savannah?
So this littlest one, or that one, there we go. This one is Kiki, and this one is Kaya.
Kiki and Kaya. Hi, guys. Good to meet you. Hello. You there? You're there with us, right? Meow.
Yeah, they were practicing with us. during the session. And yeah, that's your monster truck. But yeah, they were practicing during the session. And then at one point, the child's pose, I had two little monkeys on my back. So they make it really fun.
Mhm.
Yeah, they see it. They see it.
Beautiful.
So,
Beautiful. Wow, such a cool car. My goodness. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing.
mhm. But yeah, no, this has been life changer for me. And hey, life changer for me. And obviously now my kids have been doing it with me, and it's just a fun activity that's now become a family activity every morning. So we're happy to join you guys this morning.
Thank you so much, Beauty. You're glowing. Yeah, guys, like, Savannah is one of my like superstar examples. She's been practicing Kundalini for a while with me, and also hi, and also doing the private sessions, and just so much more life force, love, confidence, courage coming through fast, like really fast. You just do one session and just all of her portals opening, job, like just everything just expanding. Her vocation, who is she attracting, how is she being rewarded for her presence. It's just really almost insane, but also such a proof. So Savannah, thank you so much for walking this talk with all of you. Love you so much. Mwah. Bye. Bye, beautiful angels. So good to see you. Bye bye. Okay, beautiful. Well, thank you guys for sharing. It's been so beautiful and profound always. If somebody still feels like you gotta jump in, feel free to jump in now. And if not, I will start gently closing our practice. So just listen to your intuition if it's time to come in or just time to be. Just wanted to say, guys, I'm truly so deeply grateful for your trust, for your openness, for your open heart to connect like that. Like sometimes we're like, we get busy, we forget, we get distracted. So many things can be happening, and to choose to say no to everything else and to actually drop in into such a intentional ceremonial space online with total strangers, or for some of you maybe even met today me for the first time, and choose to dive in. I really don't take it lightly, and I think actually truly nothing is a coincidence. I keep hearing those miraculous stories every time that people are like, I don't even know who you are. You popped into my email. I just like the subject. Da, da, da. Here I am. Hi, let's do this. And I really believe that there's a higher intelligence beyond us that is moving, that wants us to come into such a field and bringing us together. So I wish for you to continue to stay in this love and awareness and recognize that this is the true hero move, to be in love. And what I mean by that is, there is more and more potential darkness pushing us right now as a humanity to the core, through wars, through natural disasters, and so many other things that could be happening that are designed, by certain people, certain forces that are just not wishing well for humanity. That's just the reality we're in right now, And the key is not to succumb to that darkness and become darkness. The key is to recognize what it is, to put good boundaries, to make better choices, and to remain in the light. Because if we become the darkness that is attacking us, then the darkness won. It occupied us. And the moment it occupied us, there's very little space left for innocence, for sweetness, for love, for creativity. And so just really sense it, that's the real war. It's not even between people, it's between frequencies. And we gotta make sure that we as a conscious being, we make a very conscious effort and choice to stay in the frequency of love and the frequency of the open heart, even when it's hard. And again, it doesn't mean with a weak spine or with no boundaries. It means all of those things, and yet heart continues to stay open. That's the true modern hero. And I believe the more of us that dare to shine such a strong love and awareness field, the more we will just transmute people. There's been a lot of prophecies around the time that we're in right now on the planet, that it's kind of like the end in time or the transmuting time. We really are at the fork right now of humanity. And many prophets predicted that the switch can happen if apparently 144,000 souls choose to emanate light so brightly that it's kind of like a virus, impacts the whole of planet. So it's not that many people actually, but we really gotta be like fully in the light, you know? And so I welcome you to choose it as your personal mission. And whether somebody sees it or not, knows it or not, acknowledges you for it or not, it really is between you and God. You know, everything else is just a reflection, it's just a holographic package all running around us. But between you and God, it's the most intimate space. So I welcome you to really anchor that field and become that modern hero. And may we all rise together as a true global family that is rooted in integrity, in love, in compassion. And may we rebuild things that have been broken, and may we build the systems that are much more holistic, supportive for humans' evolutions and for our children's growth in a safe, supportive, and truly loving space. I thank you for joining. If you want to reach out to me, write to me on Instagram, Ciao Beauty, on email. And yeah, I'm here to be of service, to be in deep connection and in true love in every moment. Thank you so much, and Sat Nam. Mwah. Bye. Ciao, ciao. Bye, beauties.